Love is in the air. No, I'm serious. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's all over. The particulates are between 0.1 and 10 micrometers in diameter, which puts it around the same range as asbestos. It coats anything and everything in this fine dust-like layer and can even enter the respiratory system and bloodstream. Be cautious when leaving the house because ponies are incredibly susceptible to the effects love can cause. Increased heart rate, flushed face, slurred speech, confusion, and mania. My team of researchers, archivists, and underpaid graduate students have been hard at work to trace the origin of where love may come from. We've ascertained that the source of this potentially hazardous material is something called Hearts and Hooves Day. This in and of itself raises some puzzling concerns, and thus we've moved on to confront the next enquiry down the scientific rabbit hole. What is Hearts and Hooves Day? As is standard when beginning any investigation of this nature, we'll consult the instruction manual of the English language. Dictionary.com states, what is this, fucking amateur hour? Merriam-Webster defines a heart as a hollow muscular organ of vertebrate animals that by its rhythmic contraction acts as a force pump, maintaining the circulation of blood.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I am by no means a biologist, but the words organ and rhythmic lead me to believe that this thing produces music. And in order to dance to said music, you need feet. Hooved feet, to be exact. And day implies this is some kind of regular occurring event. Case in point, Hearts and Hooves Day is some kind of Dance Dance Revolution competition.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
I may have to amend my previous assertion, as there are a few notable pieces of evidence which seem to detract from this idea. Let's put it aside for now and see what we can extrapolate from the new data. We can learn a lot about the phenomenon from this eponymous documentary. According to these three children, who seem to have a firm grasp on what Hearts and Hooves Day means, a core tenet of this annual occurrence is shipping. Yes, it would seem the Pony Express is not just for mail-in packages, but matchmaking too. Responsibility falls to the juveniles to remedy the most horrible and deplorable of conditions in society. Being fucking single. The first step is a ritual involving roasting the ever-loving hell out of potential suitors for the lonely equine via song. Justice for our short and tall kings, damn it! It is after this ritual where we see the appearance of the aforementioned Class 9 hazardous material in weaponized form. Following its administration to two poor victims, we are able to see the health effects of liquefied love more apparently. Nonsensical speech patterns, eye discoloration, and hysteria. No doubt it is an incredibly dangerous substance, yet it is carelessly and recklessly implemented during construction of a fleet of ships, which is one of the main goals of this outlandish tradition.
Ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it, ship it.
There is more data to be explored, which may prove Hearts and Hooves Day to be even more sinister than we've come to believe from our initial findings. The primary focus of relation shipping is still center stage. The society is divided into two separate demographics, those with devoted companions during this time of year, and those without. Individuals with no partner are subjected to a torturous horror, known by the name of ogres and oubliettes. As it could not possibly mean anything else, we are to deduce that those not on board a ship are thrown into an oubliette filled with ogres. According to historians, oubliettes are rooms or cells where prisoners were held as a form of torture. The ogres inside said oubliette must serve only one function: to beat the victim senseless for their transgressions, that is, being single. On the other side of the fence, we are given insight into the nature of affectionate kinship between special someponies. An exchange of baked goods seems to have taken the place of life-threatening alchemy. We are introduced to a new custom of eavesdropping on conversations, followed by inferring incorrect conclusions, culminating in refusing to verify the perceived information. As an added bonus, it is held in high regard if you sabotage a piece of personal property. What the fuck did you just say about incorrect conclusions? Yes, well, we haven't looked at all the other data yet, but suffice to say, we are drawing ever closer to determining what Hearts and Hooves Day is. Centuries after the era of these two previous pieces of antiquity, we can only hope that some of these more uncivilized traditions have been left back in the past. Examining this account, we can see no mention of the practice of ogring or oublieting, no chemical warfare, and no meddling kids. There is still rampant destruction of property which is stuck around. Exchanging of colorful pieces of paper has also persisted, as we've witnessed in the first documentary. They seem to be given as a token of affection, without any regard to the social divide between single or taken status. This pony in particular seems to be making a large number of romantic propositions. Or she's trying to convince the general masses to sign up for organ donation. Or maybe that's not the point of all of this? I must ruminate on this. In the end, I can conclusively say we've successfully ascertained what Hearts and Hooves Day is. It is a day to celebrate the relationships you have with others. Whether you're single or have a significant partner, it's a time to cherish those who care about you and those you care about. Love is not actually some dangerous substance, virus, or bacteria. It comes from the affection you feel towards your fellow ponies. So there's no need to turn into a jaded, cynical prick about it, because in the end, we all have hearts and we all have hooves. What is Hearts and Hooves Day? It's Valentine's Day. Without the Hallmark, without the K Jewelers, and without the guilt, toxicity, and bitterness. You know what it does have? Chocolate. And that makes it all worth it. Happy Hearts and Hooves Day, everyone. Seriously though, fix your fucking postal system. We left hieroglyphics back 2,000 years ago. And for the love of God, talk. Like, use your fucking words. Jesus.